So, a few days ago, I said that I would start a vlog. I said video blog, but didn't know it was actually called a vlog in reference to mental health. So, I guess people are probably asking why. Why do you want to do this? Why does it mean so much to you to be able to do this? And I decided to just be naked and put it out there. A lot of people see me, they see me being outgoing, they see me being somewhat transparent, but I go through a lot as a person, as a woman, as a mom, as a preacher, as an employee. It's just a lot that happens. So I just wanted to bring to light what happens, like what is a day like in the life of someone with mental illness. Doctors think they know, clinicians and social workers think they know, but what is it really? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What are the thoughts that are in our heads that people would say, well, just take your meds or just pray about it or, oh, you're just acting crazy, you want attention. And some people may even think I'm doing this for attention, but I'm not concerned about those people anymore. I just got so much feedback when writing 2 days of what I was feeling. People that thought that what I said made them feel like what they were going through, that I would be the voice for those people who are either afraid to speak out, who don't have the words to speak out, or who don't understand even what's going on with them. That there may be some people that are or do have mental illness and have been afraid to say that's what it is and don't know that that's what's going on. So just to go back a little bit, on Saturday, I was somewhere and everybody was happy and laughing and joking, and even myself was there laughing and joking and enjoying my time there. But though I was around so many people laughing, joking, dancing, and having fun, I just felt lonely. I felt that I could hear the voices and see the people, but that I was there all by myself. And not even trying to fit in, but trying to figure out who I was in the midst of this crowd. And that's lonely. And though people were talking to me and people were around me, I still felt lonely. I felt like I was just standing in front of a picture or watching a video that I wasn't in. And I said something about it and I got calls. And then I went away and things were amazing. I was in Washington, D.C. I was speaking to a couple congressmen, some statesmen, some senators, and it felt good. But then when I got back to Philadelphia, a bout of anxiety hit me and it felt like my life was over and that everything around me wasn't right. And though I was in a familiar place in Philadelphia, everything around me felt unfamiliar and I couldn't grasp a sense of safety and security in my surroundings, not even in myself. And my mind began to wander and focus on thousands of things and I couldn't breathe and I began to cry. And when I opened my eyes and tried to ground myself, which is something people with mental illnesses are taught to do, to ground yourself, to tell you, my feet are planted on the ground. I'm in a safe place. When I opened my eyes, I wasn't in a safe place. Didn't feel safe. Nothing around me was something I was familiar with to be able to grab on and get myself comfortable. And I began to cry and people came toward me, probably trying to console me, but at that moment, it just made it worse. So I wrote about it and someone said, someone doesn't even know that I deal with this. And people are so scared in the African-American community and the Christian community to even deal with what mental illness is and that it affects people. Be depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, PTSD. So many people are fighting a battle all by themselves because they are afraid that someone is going to judge them. So I choose now not to be judged, not to care, to still be the awesome woman that God has created me to be, but with mental illness. At 16 years old, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, manic depressive bipolar, so it's a dual diagnosis. And I know people have probably talked about this, but it's whereabouts of mania where I may not sleep for days at a time. My thoughts are racing. I begin to be impulsive with just thoughts and ideas and making decisions. I become very irate sometimes and very angry. And the crazy part is I'm looking in with my normal mind or with my mind of rationality and saying, stop. But the irrational manic side won't allow me to stop. And I can't control it. I'm screaming. And in my inner self that's looking out, I'm praying for God to change it. But I'm still being irrational on the outside. Thoughts just can't. I'm up at night watching TV and people don't understand why I can't sleep or what's going on, or why I need people to help me make decisions because I don't want to make irrational ones. And then all of a sudden, bam, I'm depressed and I'm sad and I want to cry and I don't know what's going on. And I'm driving past a bridge and my thought is, what if I just ride over this bridge? What if I just take my car and do it? Not knowing why or what happened, and I begin to cry and don't know why I'm crying. And people are like, what's wrong with her? Here goes Nafisa, always looking for attention. No one understands because no one speaks about the truth of mental illness and what you deal with and how hurt and afraid you are that people don't get you, that you're in a box alone. And when people think of mental illness, they think of maybe straitjackets and people talking to themselves and people cutting themselves and people doing all of this, but don't understand that I'm a normal person doing a normal job, raising normal children, succeeding in life and things that I'm doing, meeting senators, writing sermons and passing my classes with A's and B's. But inside I'm screaming that everything is going wrong. But we learn to put on masks just in life period itself and hide all of those things, so we never really get help. A lot of things have happened to me in my life, and then after I was diagnosed with manic depressive bipolar, I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, not just for 1, 2, or 3 things, but so many things that have happened in my life that's caused me to have post-traumatic stress disorder, that things that may happen in a daily life will trigger me and cause anxiety, or cause an anxiety attack, will cause depression, will cause me, even though people see me as being so outgoing and so full of love to talk to people, but that I really want to just be in myself, but that I'm forcing myself to be sociable. But inside, I just want to go lay in my bed and go to sleep. But people don't understand that. Not you. You can't be depressed. No, you can't be really feeling that way, or something's wrong with her. And many of you right now, honestly, are probably saying, I knew something was wrong with her, and I don't care. People are probably saying, that's the way she acts, But I'm tired of being silent. I speak for those with domestic violence. I've spoken for children who've been through things, but I decided now to go and speak to someone about mental illness, and it really feels like daily. I'm trying to think of a catchy name, but I don't know. After being diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder and manic depressive bipolar, and even adding on to anxiety disorder and also just depression, something I deal with daily. And you never know what a day is going to be, even when I wake up. So when people around me are saying, I wonder what Nafisa's going to do today. I wonder how crazy she's going to be today. I wonder how, she going to look for some attention, egg, like she said. I don't even know myself what my day is going to bring. I myself don't know the emotions that are going to come in my head. I can be happy in a conversation and walk into my office and just feel like I'm all by myself. That no one will really care if anything happened to me. Even though I know there are those who love me, it doesn't matter, because in my mind, in the mind of someone with mental illness, with bipolar, with PTSD, with anxiety disorder, with depression disorder, none of that makes sense. So people say, oh, pray. But when my mind is racing and I can't think of what to do, I can't pray. So like I said, very short, and I might have been all over the place, just because these are the reasons I want to speak out, to be a face, even if no one watches it, for those who's dealing with mental illness. And then maybe someone else will come along and be into vlog and talk about their daily struggle in life and thoughts and things like that. And think it's okay, that we make it normal to speak out about mental health. That yes, we appreciate clinicians talking and social workers talking and psychiatrists talking, and people who want to be a voice for suicidal thoughts that do happen for people with mental illness, and people who speak out for those who have mental illness, but to be a voice of someone that says, I'm no longer afraid. I now take off the mask of hiding and not letting anyone know, to be a voice to help someone who's going through. So before I end, I just want to say, if you are feeling suicidal, if you are dealing with mental health issues, depression, dealing with your thoughts racing and impulse buying and hypersexuality, dealing with hearing voices that are telling you to do things that maybe you shouldn't do, or things that will harm yourself or harm others, I beg you to get help. There's so many things out there to be able to talk, take medicine, and begin to deal with what you're going through, because you shouldn't have to do it alone. Have a great day.